Oh, ladies, gents and teddy bears, welcome to a grim looking RAF Lakenheath. And keeping the grim theme, we've got the Grim Reapers with their F-35As about to taxi. They are using 06 if we can find it. It's over there, is it, Ted? Okay, mate. It's as you can see, and probably where you are as well, it's very, very grim. It's not the best today. Look at this, the visibility is poor. It's very shocked that they're actually going up in this. They need to keep it low for the show, don't they? How we doing, ladies, gents, teddy bears? Ted Coningsby channel live here at RAF Lakenheath. You can probably just about make out an F-35 there. It's going to be a funny day today because of the weather, and they're using 06. Sometimes you just cannot see anything down there, but we'll do our best. How we doing? My name's Nikos, I'm your cameraman and commentator. Let's ride! So we're going to start off with the Reapers. That's the Grim Reapers. They're the 493rd Fighter Squadron, who once were serving here with their F-15 Eagles, their C and D models, and they retired those about a year ago. And while they were stood down, inactivated, they once they deactivated it, they inactivated with this, the F-35A Lightning II. The first squadron to actually receive the F-35A, and of course the United States Air Forces in Europe, becoming the first ever F-35A wing of the United States Air Force in Europe, is in fact RAF Lakenheath with the 495th Fighter Squadron, which were renamed to the Valkyries. They're back after 30 years, although they've been back since 2021. Nice F-35As just on the taxi holding point, awaiting for departure clearance. Everything has to be cleared by tower, ATC, and each frequency actually governs each specific part of the base. So you'll have a ground frequency to get the startups authorized and the taxiing authorized. So you get different frequencies for each part. Once they're airborne, they can switch to departure, which you will hear on your scanner, switch to departure, or there's also change to tower. These are, I mean, you don't have to know them, but just little things like that. If you want to know what it all means and how it's all managed and governed, they have to actually choose it. Because if you imagine, if they just use one radio network, it's like your, you know, you're like your radio stereo in your car. You know, you pick certain, you know, radio stations. Similar sort of thing. There's like a ground radio station, shall we say, but there isn't an actual station, but there's a frequency, shall we say. So there's a ground, tower, departures. There's also a number of frequencies as well, such as air-to-air frequencies. You've got arrivals, you've got the PAR, you've got the ops as well, where they can talk to each other. There's even the you can have the AWCU. Don't really, I haven't got the frequency for that here, but there's a various ops that you can hear, various frequencies that you can actually listen out for. But there are actual frequencies around that they have to keep designated for that specific one. You can't just start talking air to air on a ground frequency, or even you can't talk to departures when you want to start. You know, that kind of it. Everything is governed and managed, which makes it an effective airfield, an airspace, and a safe environment to work in an aerodrome. So this could be whether it's civilian, like domestic, or your San Francisco airport, Heathrow, where it is, Brisbane, anywhere around the world. They will have different frequencies to manage different things. Very good morning to you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's action-packed show. Very different weather conditions, right? Absolutely different to yesterday. Today it feels like we're at Mordor. Luckily we're not taking anything to Isengard. The Ring of Sauron. Arr, sounded like the Valkyries there. Hope we're all good, ladies, gents and teddy bears. Ted Coningsby channel. My name's Nikos. I'm your cameraman and commentator, and it is literally wakey. It's early, but it could be evening or afternoon wherever you are watching in the world. My fans from local Europe, plus 2 hours perhaps, plus 1 hour, 2 hour. How you all doing? And our viewers from our home, Great Britain. How we all doing? Hope we're all good. Wherever you're watching from in the world, welcome to the Ted Coningsby channel. We are a globally worldwide viewed channel, and we welcome everyone, all ages, all experiences, to come and join us. This is a fun but serious military aviation channel. Keep things sweet and neat as well. We've got our very own Spanner Flight who keep the chat room sweet and neat for us. Thank you very much for what they do. They work pretty much 24/7. They also manage this and also our Discord server, just to make it a friendlier environment. The Ted Coningsby channel have been maintaining a family channel since its arrival, and with the help of Spanner Flight, it's been able to be maintained that way. So thank you very much for what you do. Big up, Spanner Flight. The viewing area is very quiet. There are 2 cars in the viewing area and 1 just round the corner from it. But it is grim and early. I know, it's eerie, isn't it? Igan, good morning. Good morning to Mayhem Marshy, Margot Baxter, Davey, Argan. How you all doing? Spanner crew, how you all doing? Members, how you all doing as well? Babsar, Haley, Gilby. Hope we're all good. Christine Barnes, Margot, how you doing, darling? How's it going up there in Edinburgh? Part of the Spanner Flight crew. Davey, I think I joined you on the ceiling yesterday, mate. Mayhem Marshy, how you doing? How's the weather where you are? Hank Verhule, Darren Harwood, Christine Barnes, Richie B, Barb Mac UK, Matthew Clark, Colin Scrim, Christine Barnes, Robert Pollett. How you all doing? Hope you're well. Richie B. howlers in the mist, absolutely. Just about make them out, can't you? It's a very, very strange. There's no burger van either today as well, so perhaps he's maybe Dave's on holiday, perhaps. Well, Kate Guberg, take your time. There's only 2 cars in the viewing area. Well, plus mine. It's a very quiet day here, although things are about to get busy over the other side of the fence there now. Gary Whitley watching from Wales. Oi, oi. Joshua Brown, how's it going? Eric, weather here was sunny today but cooled down in the evening. It's not actually cold, it's just very mild, but it feels cold because of yesterday, because it was quite nice yesterday. WW, oi oi, from sunny Somerset, my home, my county of birth, Somerset. I mean, we always say about the conditions for as more F-35s just taxiing now, we always say about the safety of pilots, and fair play if they're going to go out on this. You know, this is all training, there's no need to put a pilot's life at risk. However, if it's deemed safe to do so, they will do it. Of course, do you know what, no matter what the weather, it could be absolutely stormy, it could be anything like that, but you know what, no matter what it is on the ground here now, it's always blue skies when you get up there, up into the sky. So for them, it's always going to be blue skies. But when they come back to reality, it's like when you're on holiday. For us in Britain, we know the feeling. You've gone away somewhere lovely in blue skies, and you're 9 times out of 10 guaranteed to come back in grim weather like this. Isn't that the case, right? Heather Holloway, how you doing? Roy Powell, Darren Hobson, oi oi. Martin King watching from mid-France. Argan, oi oi. Martin King, hope you're good. Han Hendrickse watching from Rotterdam. Ultima Forma watching from Eindhoven. More F-35s just taxiing past. Linty, 1981, oi oi. Let's ride. So they are using 06. Runway numbers are 24 and 06 here at RAF Lakenheath. How are we all doing? Been treated to a lot of 07s and 06s in the last couple of weeks, haven't we? Easterly winds causing that. And if you just joined us, don't forget, ladies, gents, teddy bears, to hit that like button and do support the channel. That's right, hit the like and do subscribe to the one and only Ted Coningsby channel. Over 340 watching right now. If we can all smash that like, you'll watch our viewers grow and grow. And that's because YouTube does actually react to a happening stream. So for example, once we start smashing that like button, when we start reaching 1,000 likes, our views will go very good. Like yesterday, over 2.1k watching at one point. That's phenomenal. And keep hitting that like button. What it does, YouTube will recommend the stream. That's all it does. It's recommending it and coming up with the up next and recommended. And once we get recommended, that gives us more exposure. More exposure can lead to more viewers, and more viewers, hopefully we can convert them to subscribers. Margot, thank you for that super chat. Bless you. Thank you so much. So if you just joined us, the Ted Coningsby channel are in the viewing area. Morning, mate. How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah, you all right?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Good. What you been up to? You been all right?
I'm on work. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I've called in for an hour or so.
Nice. Well, you timed it all right.
Are they about to come out? Are they?
About to come out. They're about to take off.
Oh, is there stuff in the runway? Is there?
There's 4 and 2, so you've got a minimum 6. You still got a few minutes.
Am I all right?
Yep. Timed that all right, haven't you?
Are they coming that way? Are they?
Yeah, coming towards us. It'll be short-lived because of that cloud base, but you'll be all right. So the trick is in this weather is to really keep your eyes peeled over there for any flashing lights. You can just about see them, man. Yep, here we go. Gentleman just down below has timed that absolutely well. Alright, there should be a flight of 4 coming at us very shortly. I believe they're taxiing for departure. Or at least lining up and wait. Let's have a look. Have a quick look if I can find them. I mean, they're stealthy as it is. Some sort of movement going on down there. It's just really, really misty. Low cloud and misty. Yeah, here we go. Change to departure. Clear for takeoff. If they can find the runway. Yeah, he's got it. So yeah, these are F-35As, ladies, gents, teddy bears. They don't hover. They are not your CTOL version. We do have them in this country. They're RAF Mildenhall, serving with 207 Squadron, 617 Squadron. And the new squadron, is it 809 off the top of my head? 809. It's a part of the fleet air arm, is that right? Okay, here we go. So we got flight of 2 coming up, and then another 2 after this, if you can find them. Here we go. very short-lived departures. It is not great out here. I guess it's enjoy the noise. There are more F-35s out there at the moment, but they are not going to be your best departures in the world, are they? But for those that love the noise, enjoy. Thanks for confirming that, Perry. I managed to remember 809. Did all right, didn't I? So yeah, the F-35B, as we mentioned, they are based at RAF Marham here in the UK, and that's with the Royal Air Force and Royal Navy as well. 207 Squadron, just to give you a bit of background, is the operational conversion unit, and not just for the Royal Air Force but for the Royal Navy as well. And of course the famous 617 Squadron Dambusters flying the F-35B, and the 809 Naval Squadron. There is another Royal Air Force Squadron, 17 Squadron, that fly the F-35B in the Royal Air Force, and they're based at Edwards Air Base. If I remember correctly, they're like an evaluation squadron. Yeah, absolutely. They will be in blue skies. That is the case, no matter what it is down here. When they start getting airborne and reaching tens of thousands of feet, they will see the blue skies. So still more F-35 departures to come along. Hopefully it clears up a little bit. It is supposed to clear up a little bit and then opens out, and then we'll see what the weather's going to bring to us.
Morning.
Morning, how are you? All right?
Yeah, we got stuck in traffic.
That's
Just
all right.
outside Lakenheath.
Yeah.
Is it always like that?
Whereabouts?
It was like at the gates.
Yeah, it can do sometimes. Yeah, it can do
Yeah.
depending on what shifts they've got.
Did we miss much?
Just the four, but you're not going to see much anyway. They disappeared just about.
I know.
Yeah.
1200 they said on the.
Yeah, it's really low today.
Oh well.
No worries. Enjoy the noise.
Sit in the car.
Enjoy the noise and the rattlings. Right, here we go. These could be short-lived. Believe they're departing, but let's have a look if we can find them. Don't think it was necessary for 4K today, was it? Mind you, it might have done it good so you can actually locate them. These are just taxiing to the EOR, that's end of runway, just like they have here. They have two, there's one here, EOR, and there's another one. I think they call them north and south EORs. Stands for end of runway. It's just a safe place, so when they hold here at this EOR, it gives a chance for, so if they're F-15s, for just using F-15s for example, or even F-35, so if it's F-15s they could be waiting for another F-15 while it's running late, while it's getting its pre-flight checks over this side, or they're waiting for clearance. They're waiting for a tanker that's just running a bit late. Anything like that. It's somewhere safe for them to hold away from the runway. Somewhere safe. So currently we can just about make out two F-35As to our right and to our left. What we got? Another two. I think there's going to be quite a few departures today by the sound of it, but sadly, unless this clears, yes, sounds like they're coming at us. Yep, clear for takeoff, change to departure. Very different to yesterday, ladies, gents and teddy bears, but nevertheless, we'll try and enjoy what we can. getting better. The visibility for us is getting a bit better. Wow. Oh, I think we got more. Brilliant. We'll take that. Let's try again here. After all those years, well, months and months and months of practicing, you know, like being almost like proactive, or at least anticipating the moves, shall we say, to try and be able to predict their movements in and out through the clouds. So I didn't do too bad on some of them, but it's very unpredictable in here because it's just a thick layer of almost like a sheet of stealth. So hope you're enjoying it anyway, ladies, gents, teddy bears. Enjoy. Two more just taxiing. Very good morning, good afternoon, good day, good evening, wherever you're watching from in the world. Oh, so there's two already down by the EOR, another two just taxiing. Not bad, is it? Can't have it all. It's a busy day, and yet it's very misty gist. It's not, shall we say, well, it's not t-shirt weather, but it's not absolutely cold or anything. It's all right. Makes an absolute change from yesterday. Gaz Russell, how you doing, man? Darren Harwood, Mayhem Marshy, Glennis James, hope you're all good. Christine Barnes, Margot Baxter, Argen watching from Netherlands, Matthew Clark, how's it going? Dave Holloway, very interesting that you said that, because you must either know or seen our info about Fido. That's really interesting, because that is there is a lot of truth in that, of course. So for those, believe it or not, in World War II times, there was a thing called Fido, ladies, gents and teddy bears, which was Fog Investigation and Dispersal Operation, FIDO. And you won't believe, but it was also called Fog Intense Dispersal as well, but Officially, it was the Fog Investigation and Dispersal Operations. Now, for those that don't know what this means, and when Dave Holloway put down light up the burners, there is a bit of truth in that, because they used to actually light up the sides of the runways to burn the fog away. It was a real thing. There were chosen airfields, and it was a system used for dispersing fog and pea soup fog. So from an airfield, so the aircraft could land safely as well. So the device was developed by Arthur Hartley for the British RAF bomber stations, allowing the landing of aircraft returning from raids and bombing missions. And it basically it looks like tramline rails, like railway, but tramline rails is probably the best one, around the airfield. And underneath was oil, and they used to burn it, literally. So basically around the runway was on fire. Have a look at it. It's one of the most stunning things you'll ever see, the most mind-boggling as well, and spectacular when you've got a Lancaster bomber just on the runway and they're burning the fog away. That is literally what they do, because of the change in the heat. So it basically burns off the vapor, basically, roughly, burns off the moisture. That's all it is. That's why when you get the sun out, it tries to lift that was the idea of thinking. And it was chosen in bases such as RAF Mildenhall, RAF Gravely, and it was developed at the Department of Chemical Engineering, the University of Birmingham. You won't believe it, honestly. Have a look at Fido, just put in RAF, and there's an absolutely classic picture of a Lancaster bomber with a Fido in operation at RAF Gravely. That one sticks in my mind all the time. It is absolutely incredible. Again, when I always say the primitive thinking, but it actually worked. You can actually see some remains of Fido at the old runway of RAF Mildenhall. So if you go into the Heritage Centre and the museum there, pay it a visit and they'll guide you where to find the Fido. It is, you've got to have a little bit of an eagle eye to find it as you drive around. It is a public road, so you can actually drive around the old airfield. Well, not all of it, but most of it on the outskirts, and you can actually see the Fido example. It is absolutely amazing. It really is. So basically it consisted of two pipelines situated along the sides of the runway. They used a fuel, and it was usually petrol from the airfield's own fuel dump, and it was pumped along, so it would go through. Now the little tram line, like I said, that's where the flames come out, and the vapors were basically lit from a series of burners producing walls of flame. And the Fido installation usually stored its fuel in almost like a sort of 4 circular upright tanks, and it was built at the edge of on the edge of the airfield with a low brick bund wall in case of leakage as well. So literally burn the fog away. That was how it was created, and it was called Fido. And you will be absolutely mind boggled by it, because I think, what a system. Not all airfields had them, of course. So the other thing as well, for those airfields that didn't have Fido, if the aircraft were coming back and their runways were basically almost dangerous or impossible to land, they would be diverted to Fido equipped aerodromes. Matty Queen, good day, how you doing? Upside down spotter, how's it going? And don't forget to hit the like button, ladies, gents, and teddy bears. There's been plenty of departures, and there's going to be another 4. So we're just waiting for departures. I know that some of the departures were from the 493rd Fighter Squadron. There are two squadrons that fly the F-35As. That's the 493rd Fighter Squadron, the Grim Reapers, and the 495th Fighter Squadron, the Valkyries. Gene McDonald, how you doing? Oi oi. Glennis James, Richie B, Babs R, Liam Ward, oi oi. Stu Martin, oi oi, how's it going? Let's ride, even if it is a bit misty and foggy. Richie B, how's it going? Hope you're all good. So in these sort of conditions where visibility is poor, they will use, well, there's two types of arrivals, I guess. There's IFR, that's instrument flight rules, and VFR, visual. They won't be using visual, I would have thought, on this, so they may use things like the ILS, that's the instrument landing system, and that's very clever. There's one there, just that tower with the checkered, that's what they'll be using, but there's one close to us here for runway 24. This is the same thing here. This is the ILS, and it also has a localizer as well. So it's a set of antennas, and all it does, it basically sends frequencies out to the aircraft. Okay, there'll be like two frequencies, and there's something called a glide path. It's an imaginary path, basically 3 degrees glide path. So from the glide slope itself, it's 3 degrees slope all the way out. So obviously as it goes further outside the aerodrome, obviously it's getting higher, but at a 3-degree angle. You'll have to do this is why pilots are good at maths, right? They will know the altitude they need to be to hit that. But what the ILS does with the localizer, this basically it sends out frequencies, a left frequency to the glide slope and a right frequency to the glide slope, and all the pilot does, this is basic by the way, the pilot just gets those two frequencies bang in the middle. All right, so they'll know whether they're too far to the left or too far to the right using the ILS with a I think it's like almost like a diamond indicator inside the cockpit, and it allows them to know that they are bang on the glide slope on the correct 3-degree. And this is the thing, when I say about the PAPI lights, which we talk about, the 4 boxes that are red because we're on the ground. The good thing about PAPI lights is a pilot doesn't always have to look at the instruments inside the cockpit. The good thing about PAPI lights, once the pilot's pretty much got that glide path bang on to get down to the glide slope bang on, the pilot can just look dead ahead at the runway instead of looking down, back at the runway, down at the instruments for ILS, back at the runway. The good thing about PAPI lights, once the pilot's pretty much got it, the pilot can just look straight ahead and look at the PAPI lights and look and concentrate more on the runway rather than looking too much at the instruments for the ILS. That's why the PAPI light system is a very, very useful landing aid. We can't see them on this side because they're only switched on to the runway in use, so they're not using 2.4, which is why they're switched off today. Those 4 yellow boxes that you can see, and they're usually either side. There's another 4 there, and they only change colour because of a clever system of the lenses inside, and that are done at a 3-degree angle as well to basically be in line with the 3-degree glide slope. So again, 3-degree glide slope, if you don't know what that is, it's just an imaginary line from the glide slope to the for the aircraft to be on, and that gives them the correct path to land straight onto the touchdown. Mr. Chicken, how you doing, man? Hope you're good. Regards to the German Army, Ted, Margot Baxter, Davey, Alan Burden, Andy Stratton, oi oi. Martin Scholes rarely gets to see the live, well, welcome to the show. A little bit challenging conditions for me and, of course, the pilots for this bit. So they're just about to line up and wait and then get cleared for departure. Yep, cleared for takeoff, change to departure. So when they say change to departure, that is the frequency that they'll need. And they need to be ready, which I guess they are. Okay, are we going to get a better one now? They've been getting better, haven't they? We've been getting to see them a bit longer. Tuned into the Ted Coningsby channel. We're live here at RAF Lakenheath. How we doing? Let's ride. Lovely roaring F-35s there with their Pratt & Whitney F-135 turbofan beauty, producing a massive 43,000 pounds of thrust. Just that single engine, beautiful, very powerful engine. Two F-35As just coming at us right now. Van versus F-35. So this van's got a head start. I've got to zoom out a little bit. I don't want to get their faces in, but who's going to win? The van's had a brilliant start. Oh, it's getting close. Go. Very interesting set of departures with that. Still hear them, can't you? I believe that is all of them for now. I can't hear any spooling engines at this minute, but we'll keep keep you posted on that. So they'll be out for about an hour and a half, ladies, gents, teddy bears, as an average time. They can be earlier, they can be later. There is no set time because it depends on their training exercise that have been initiated and allocated to do. Various training, so they could do air-to-air refueling, they could do aerial combat, low level, air weapons ranges, JTACs. The list is endless pretty much, depending on what practice diversions as well. They could be heading for a particular airfield to go and do a practice diversion and come back. It can be as simple as that and come back. So they could be new pilots, they could be in training on different things. There's so much. Oi, oi! Love it, love it, love it. Part of the ground crew team there now. So how we're doing, ladies, gents, teddy bears? Hope we're all good. Ted Coningsby channel, live here at RAF Lakenheath, home of the 48 Fighter Wing. So just going to wait patiently for any startups to develop to more departures. So let's just want to congratulate the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight and of course Flight Lieutenant David Turbo Turnbull for achieving their PDA yesterday. So congratulations to them from all of us at the Ted Coningsby channel. Bless them, absolutely magnificent news, which means they're allowed to display, ladies, gents, and teddy bears. What does it mean for us? Well, although it gives them the authority to display, they will need to make sure that they maintain no more than 10 days without a practice or a form of display. Could be a startup. Yep, there are F-15E Strike Eagle startups. How we doing, ladies, gents, and teddy bears? How we doing? Hope we're all good. Now, for those that were wondering why I was wearing a... Hang on, let me just sort this, see if I could sort that out. Cool. Maybe not. There we go. Now, for those wondering why I was wearing a Typhoon t-shirt at Lakenheath. Yep, okay, I get you. So... let's ride. Check this out. So these are available. It's a medium, by the way, for those interested in sizes. Do you know what? Apologies for not getting the the size charts. There, I do have one. I just need to load it up for the t-shirt. So yeah, this is our Valkyries range. It does come in the yellow, sort of mustardy yellow colour for the Grim Reaper fans as well. So we got the Valkyries green, and we got the Grim Reapers yellow. Oh yeah, how we doing? My name's Nikos, I'm your cameraman and commentator, ladies, gents, teddy bears. How we doing? A very change of scene, not just because it's a different base, but you can see behind me that it's a little bit emotional. This is our squadron leader, Ted Coningsby, who's had an absolutely brilliant time yesterday. Ted and I would like to congratulate the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, and of course the Typhoon display team. Flight Lieutenant David Turbo Turnbull, well done. Congratulations to all of you for achieving your PDA. Now that's Public Display Authority. This basically means they're allowed to display at air shows and festivals, etc. Because of the, you know, the high energy maneuvers and all the safety aspects and health and safety around air shows, all pilots would need a PDA. The Red Arrow's got one as well, so congratulations as well, which is why they go to a more reliable type of climate. They go out to Greece to achieve their PDA because it's a lot more reliable, which is why they practice hard, play hard, and the results are there, which is fantastic with Turbo yesterday and that incredible display. It was absolutely amazing. Hope we're all good, ladies, gents, teddy bears. Hope we're all good and enjoying the show so far. It's a little bit grim and moody here at RAF Lakenheath, but how we doing? So yeah, again, don't be alarmed. This is all training, and of course the Royal Air Force title is kept here because it is owned and was a Royal Air Force station. So it was built as a Royal Air Force station, and it's still owned by the MOD, so it retains the name RAF Lakenheath. It's not Lakenheath Air Force Base or US Air Force Lakenheath or anything like that. It's all because of the fact that it's still owned and retains the name. But that's traditional anyway. If you look at old airfields, some had a US designation, so the 100th Bomb Group were at Fort Abbots. They did actually have a station name for it themselves. It was Station 139, I think, for RAF Fort Babbitt. So it still retained the name, but they had their own designation station as well. A little bit different now due to the fact that they do own the Royal Air Force Base, the MOD and Royal Air Force. So yeah, how we doing, ladies, gents, teddy bears? Hope we're all good and enriched in history around here. Lots of good stuff. I'm going to try and change things a little bit with the history because there are a lot of you that have heard it all before as well with us, but for those that don't know, plenty of history from a medieval site as well around here with the Saxons. There was excavations. In fact, this whole area around me was actually a site of medieval earthworks. Earthworks, what are they? Well, they could be burial mounds, and they could also be settlements as well. There is a Saxon settlement not too far away from here, and as you drive in, I've tried to work this out. By the way, this is a little bit new. So yeah, 1600 years ago, for just 5th century, when you drive in, you can see, well, they're not new now, but in the 90s they were considered new. The dormitories, all the housings that were there, that's where they found I believe, because it said about the new dormitories, and they look new, that's where they've excavated the Lakenheath Warrior. For those who don't know what I mean, that is where they found lots of burial mounds. In fact, there's remnants of one here, and you can start to see, for those, look up bell barrows. Long barrows don't think they had any here. Long barrows are communal burials, and these were since Neolithic times as well, and Bronze Age and so on. And then when you start, those types of burials are probably still around today, let's face it. But the Lakenheath Warrior was, they found remains of a skeleton of a man, 5'10", male, 5'10", with his sword, jewellery, shield, although the wooden part has disintegrated, but the centre part with that gorgeous, almost like a bezel, in the middle of the shield, it remains, and of course he was buried with his horse, and they've named him the Lakenheath Warrior. There was also offerings of food in there. There was a sheep, I believe. You could see it at Mildenhall Museum, not the base, it's actually the town. So have a good day out in Mildenhall town as well one day. It's really good. The museum is fantastic, although it's only open for a couple of hours a day, and on one of those, I think it's Friday, it's open for 10 till 4, but do check online before you visit. And do you know what? Is it free to get in? It's free. It's It's amazing. But anyway, so you got that, and then obviously World War One, the base was used as a bombing range as well, biplanes. This whole vicinity was called Lakenheath Warren. In 1934, Mildenhall was built and then into use, and once they were built, once RAF Mildenhall was built, again, you're looking at being vulnerable, because then you need defence. And what do you need defence for? Well, there could be bombers coming in at night to destroy runways and airfields and aerodromes and cities and towns and so on and so on. So what they did, they created a decoy airfield. So they made a mock-up Mildenhall right here, which when I look at it from here, from Johnsfield, it does actually look quite similar. It looks pretty similar. And yeah, so they made a fake runway. They made a fake aerodrome, wooden planes, fake runway lights, and all that stuff. It was amazing. And from what I learned from over there, from artifacts, because you could actually, it's done chronological in the museum. So you can actually walk through time and see all of this. It's brilliant, really, really good. And I found that it had at least, I found 5 records that it was attacked 5 times here. So the Luftwaffe of World War II thought that this was Mildenhall and destroyed it 5 times, or strafed it 5 times. There was also, if you look at World War II as well, look at Operation Starfish as well, where they used controlled explosions to pretend that the bases were that they were hit, but they weren't. So that would have been done over there. But yeah, quickly, I'm going to just do this really quickly. So yeah, you've got a decoy airfield. You'll also notice K site and Q site. A Q site, again, is a type of decoy airfield for nighttime. All right, and I believe the K site was for daytime. Not sure how that worked, but research it even more. But anyway, they decided that they needed more and more airfields with more and more aircraft being built. Obviously, you can only have so much aircraft and inventory on your inventory. So they decided, while they pretty much built a new station, they decided to use RAF Lakenheath. First to come here, of course, was all the way from Scotland. 20 Operational Training Unit, OTU, 20 OTU, bit like today's Operational Conversion Unit. They came all the way from Lossiemouth with their Wellingtons and basically trained up crew and pilots on the Wellington bomber. So what does this mean? Well, it means that you are then training your crew and pilots for combat straight away, because it was during World War II. This is the difference. There were many casualties in OTUs. There were also heavy conversion units as well. Similar sort of thing for the heavies, for like Lancasters, things like that. There was also a heavy glider conversion unit as well, which we used. The Horsa glider was used in D-Day as well. Pretty much almost like a one-stop, one-use glider, because once you've landed there, that was pretty much it. So yeah, that's the OTU, and it wasn't so much the OTUs. It wasn't so much that they had many losses, because let's face it, they did actually suffer a lot of losses, the OTUs. It wasn't so much going into combat that was the issue. So don't forget, inexperience. They've just literally you pass, go, let's do this. A lot of the pilots were younger than what they said they were as well, and a lot of them sadly were subject to being quick, easy pickings, because at night, when they were doing night training, there were night fighters that would just easy pick them off. That's another sad story which I came across, which I'm working on lost airfields at the moment on my new episode, which will go into more detail about that loss. It's very sad to hear that, because they're just training, they're not even doing anything engaging into combat, but sadly that is the nature of it. So yeah, OTUs, a lot of them did crash as well, just from whatever mechanical fault or whichever fault it was as well. So 20 OTU were the first to operate here. 149 Squadron were at Mildenhall with their Stirlings, but they came here as well. So they were using both, and in the end they decided that Lakenheath would then become a functioning aerodrome. So 149 came here in 1941, joining them 2 years later and making it its own station. 199 Squadron came here as well. So they came here with Wellingtons as well. So you got Wellingtons and Stirlings. And in 1943, what happened? Well, in the end, a lot of these squadrons converted to Lancaster bombers. So you would have seen Lancasters here as well, especially onwards from 1943. After that, ladies, gents and teddy bears, after the war had ended, or at least going into the end, they did close Lakenheath for a couple of years, or at least a year, to convert and make the runways bigger. I think they already anticipated the departure of the Royal Air Force at that time, from what I gather. It looks like they were ready to make the runways suitable for B-29s, so they closed the aerodrome in 47, I believe, and made way for B-29s with the 2nd Bombardment Group. Also here, there was also what's called rotational deployments. This could be this is used today at Fairford. There's rotational deployments. They're not actually based permanently or anything like that. Whereas here, they're pretty much they're permanent. The 48 Fighter Wing. Rotational deployments are temporary deployments. So you had the 307th Bombardment Group with the B-29s as well. So 48 Fighter Wing, where are they? Well, they're in France. So just a quick one. Oi, oi, guns up! So yeah, the 490. By the way, the squadrons of the 493rd, the 492nd, done it non-numerical. Sorry about that. 492nd, 493rd, and 494th. They were created, or they were founded, and they were active before the 48 Fighter Wing had been created. They were with various US Army Air Forces and also Air National Guards as well. Some of them initiated in Pearl Harbor as well and stemmed from that. But we need to go to France. We need to go all the way to France. And we need to go to the 137th, the Oklahoma Air National Guard at Chamont Air Base. Why is that important, ladies, gents, teddy bears? Why is this even called the Statue of Liberty Wing? Why? Let's have a little bit of history here. So for those who don't know, Statue of Liberty was built in France, all right? Chamont Air Base, Chamont-Samoutier, is actually very close to Bartholdi's workshop where he built the Statue of Liberty. So the mayor basically named them the Statue of Liberty Wing a few years after the 48th were created. Now, the 48th Fighter Wing were created from the 137th Air National Guard, right, on the 10th of July 1952. That's way after the war. So the 48th weren't even in existence. We're talking many years after the war. All right, 1952. That sounds good, whatever that is. Don't know what that is. But yeah, so they were created over there, and they had with them the 3 squadrons that are with them today here, the 492nd, 493rd, and 494th. However, they were actually called the Fighter Bomb Wing. So they weren't called the 48th Fighter Wing as we know them today. They had F-84s, they had F-86s, they had F-100s there. And like I said, the mayor, I think it was in 1954, decided to give like a little ceremony and name them the Statue de la Liberté. That's what they called them. There is a mini Statue of Liberty over there as well. You can go and check it out. Loads of history. And I believe the 48th were in command of the Sky Blazers as well. They were an aerobatics team. The aerobatics team, as you know, the Thunderbirds, well, they took over in a way, or at least made them kind of redundant because of their capabilities to air-to-air refuel. So what it is, it was actually the 492nd Mad Hatters that were flying the aerobatics team of the Sky Blazers. Many aerobatics teams started to merge and were created. You'll see some lovely Sky Blazers, lovely liveries with the stars and stripes. Thunderbirds came later. But the problem is, the Thunderbirds had capabilities of air-to-air refueling, and they expanded out to Europe. Now, the problem with that is, if you're an aerobatics team that can't do that, then you're stuck there, I guess, in that time. So they kind of like faded away from that and didn't expand as well and weren't as successful due to the fact that you've got the Thunderbirds being able to go out into Europe. I think the Sky Blazers finished in 1962. It was only for 3 years that the 492nd were flying the Sky Blazers. It was just rotational again, I guess. Not like RAF Coningsby's 29 Squadron, but then again, saying that, RAF Lossiemouth with 6 Squadron had an aerobatics team as well, so it wasn't always 29. Ted, you're right, mate. Ted's loving the history. Hope you are as well. So yeah, they were there for 8 years, the 48th, and then they came here with the F-100s, by the way. So they came here, lots of changes going on with the tail codes. Today it's LN. They had a very different system. They had a two-digit marking system. First digit L was Lakenheath, and the second was actually the squadron. They had LR, LS, and LT for each squadron. But when they converted to the Phantom after the F-100, they came in with the Super Sabres. The 48th had a name change to the 48th Tactical Fighter Wing as well, by the way, when they converted. They had a tail code change to LK as well, just for a few months. So if you've got a photo of that, that's rare. And then later on, 72 to 77, once we've gone to that, that was the Phantom era. And then after that, the F-111s came. And when the F-111s came in 1977, ladies, gents, teddy bears, well, guess who else came here? Finally, the 495th came here. That's the first time they interacted and became under the wing of the 48th, but it was 48th Tactical Fighter Wing. They weren't called the Valkyries as we know them today. They were actually called the Thundervarks, the 495th. So you now have 4 squadrons, all tactical fighter squadrons, because 48th were called the 48th Tactical Fighter Wing with their F-100s from back that time. So you got F-100s, and then the Phantom, and then you've got F-111s, the Aardvark. So 1977 was a period all the way to 1991 flying the F-111. During that time, they engaged in the El Dorado Grand Canyon at Libya. They interacted into and engaged in the Gulf War with their F-111s here, 48th Fighter Wing. After that, ladies, gents, teddy bears, regroup, change of scene, a reorganisation of the wing, and then they became the 48th Fighter Wing. While that was going on, there was a retirement of the F-111. On departure of the F-111's last flight, the 495th deactivated. Grim Reapers, the 493rd, they started to fly the F-15 Eagle. They had C and D models, a single-seater and a two-seater. And then the Strike Eagle era came along, so it was just F-15s after that, both the C and D model and the E model as well. And the name was changed after 1991, after the Gulf War, and that's when it changed to 48th Fighter Wing. The tactical was dropped. That means the squadrons had their name dropped from tactical to just fighter squadrons. So that's pretty much in a nutshell of the base. Try to add a little bit of something different for you, especially engaging in the actual role of OTU. I'm starting to find a lot more about 149 Squadron there and their importance as well. There's lots of history, and you can go on and on and on. It is phenomenal, but obviously I've got to keep it a little bit bite-sized as well for everyone. But yeah, here we are. And yeah, so what I didn't mention, after 30 years, 2021, that's when the 495th come back, and they had a name change. That's right, they were called the Valkyries. Okay, they don't have any colour anymore, but their tail flash code is actually green, the 495th. You can see the green on the Aardvarks, by the way, the F-111s. So yellow is the Grim Reapers, the 493rd. Blue is the 492nd, the Bowlers or Mad Hatters. They are locally known as the Bowlers here, but they're officially the Mad Hatters. And red being the Panthers as well. That's the 494th. What we haven't mentioned, because we haven't seen them, the 492nd and the 494 Fighter Squadrons, they both fly the F-15E Strike Eagle. How we doing? Let me get on the chats. Let's have a look what we got here now. Let's have a look what we got here now. So a very good morning, good afternoon, ladies, gents and teddy bears, wherever you're watching from in the world. Hope you're all good. Hiya, morning.
Morning.
You're right. Let's have a look what we got here now. So we did hear some F-15 start up. Oh, just as I say that. Nothing down the end at the moment. So they are using 06, so we won't be seeing much catwalk action at the moment. Ladies, gents and teddy bears, a massive shout out to all of you who have tuned in. Thank you very much. Neil Christensen, thank you very much. Guards March for you, member for 12 months. Wow, just realised 12 months today. Guards March. Thank you so much for being a member for 12 months. Oh yeah. That's so kind of you. Well done. Thank you for 12-month loyal service. The clouds are lifting a little bit. The mist is going a little bit. Which is good. Margot Baxter, thank you for Ted's Scottish smoked salmon bagels with cream cheese and chives. Guards March, thank you for the super chat. Thanks, Margot. Margot Baxter with the super sticker with the rose. Thank you very much. Guards March, Margot. HBCTV, how you two doing? Oi, oi. Morning, Nikos and TCS crew, for the dedication and hard work you put in to bring us this amazing coverage and commentary. Have a brilliant day. You too, to the both of you, man. Guards March for both of you. Thank you so much. Jill Rogers celebrating 7 months membership. 7 months flown. Love all you do. Keep it going. Thank you very much. Guards March for Jill Rogers. Keith Gregory, member for 9 months. How you doing? Who's a TCF, who's a Fighter Squadron member. Hi, Nikos and all the teddy bears. Thank you for everything you do, Nikos. We enjoyed watching you and all the teddy bears. Thank you for all servicemen and women for keeping us safe and giving us our freedom. Man, thanks very much and well said, Keith Gregory. Keith Gregory with the yellow car. Jar Jar, thank you for the super chat. Guards March. Thank you so much. White Wizard, how you doing, man? Oi, oi. Gifted a Ted Coningsby membership. Thanks, brother, man. Was that me? I hope not. It's one thing I dread, a phone call live. Margot Baxter gifted a Ted Coningsby membership. Guards March. Thank you so much. Peter Campbell, welcome to the Ted Coningsby Squadron. Guards March. So yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to get, unless we get a runway change, we're not going to get anything coming down the, well, you can do, actually. Saying that, tell a lie, you can do, get like F-35s down the runway and taxi from here and go across runway 6. So that's not 100% true then. What's this? What's this? We're just going to get a cut of tea, ladies and teddy bears. Be right back. Morning.
Right.
How you doing? All right.
Would have been apart from getting stuck in traffic.
There's a lot of traffic today.
Missed them all gone out, man.
Yeah, there's been quite a few actually. Couldn't see them very well because they just literally disappeared. Yeah, they weren't very. The mist is quite low. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do that long today.
Which one was big yesterday? Sorry, brother. Mark, which one was big yesterday?
Did I go to Williamsburg?
No, Mark.
Mark. Yeah, Mad Mark. Yeah, he was there. Yeah. Yeah, Mark was there. Richard was there. It was great. It was really good. It's quite funny. I mean, that was Mad Mark. Yeah. Should be starting to come back now. All good.
Not really, they ain't gone out long then.
No, probably maybe because of the weather, but it's clearing up a little bit. How we doing, ladies, gents, teddy bears? So our first arrivals are not too long now. I can very faintly hear F-100 engines, which are the F-15E Strike Eagle. Don't forget, ladies, gents, teddy bears, to hit the like button. Do subscribe to the Ted Coningsby channel. Really important that you hit that like button. Little simple things like that are totally free. If you're watching it on a smart wobbly jelly, don't forget you can hit the like button using your cursor on your remote control to hit the like button, of course, if you're signed in. It really does have an impact on our channel. It does, especially the stream, it does get YouTube to get a little bit of a buzz with it and start to recommend the stream. Especially when we start hitting 1,000 likes, YouTube will recognise that it's time to recommend a stream or even a video as well. If it's got lots of interaction and likes, YouTube does like that. So not too long now for our arrivals. Interestingly, when they use 06, they do cut across a little bit through Mildenhall. And, Mildenhall just 5.5 miles away the backwards crow flies.
thunderstorms are due at 2 o'clock.
I believe so. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be gone.
I was going to say, don't be up there.
No. They usually recall the jets back anyway as well if it's that bad. So
They've still got to do bad weather landings.
not for the sake of risking a pilot's life in storms.
Really, here I come. See you later.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'm just having a look at my options for later on. So yeah, I'm going to anticipate an early finish today due to the thunderstorms. Do need to be careful of that. Yeah, it seems to be yeah. Yeah, she's very well, thanks, Lee, mate. Yeah, she's all good, thank you. Yeah, she's all good. She was with us yesterday. Yeah, we had a good time. It was really good. Yeah, Coningsby was really good yesterday. Really.
Yeah, Mark did ask me for what to go, but couldn't make it.
Oh. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, they passed their PDA, which was good. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
They got their PDA so they can display.
Well, that was for the blackjack one, was it?
Moggy now. Moggy, yeah, Moggy. But I mean, that's the spare jet now for the displays. Blackjack.
Oh, is it?
That's the spare. Then the camo one, Moggy, is the preferred choice, shall we say?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was good. Yeah, it's good. They passed it.
So did they both fly yesterday?
Just Moggy. Just Moggy flew. Yeah, and Turbo passed. And the BBMF pilots passed as well, so that's good news. The Lank wasn't up. It's still got a few weeks yet before it can. Yeah, it's having so much done to it. So yeah, just give you an idea on today's stream. I'm anticipating to finish a bit early to try and avoid the storms. I can see it on so I used 2 apps just to be 100% sure. It looks bad. So I may finish around about 1300 today, and we'll see what we can do. we're doing, ladies, gents and teddy bears. So there's been plenty of F-35s departing today, which is great. How are we all doing? Hope we're well. Margot, Colin Patterson, Edward Coates, Saigon, Mayhem Marshy, Chris Bloxham, Davey, Steve, how's it going? So I wasn't going crazy with F-15 or Lakenheath tinnitus. There are F-15s at the EOR at 06. There's definitely 3 there. Get rid of this one, yeah. So we do try to, we have no faces, no places. Put the zoom right on that poor chap there now. Our first arrivals of the day. First 2 arrivals. Must have been what, at least 12 departures this morning, if not more. As we just watch these go out or go back in, we'll be watching F-15s go back out. So what we got? 1, 2, 3 at least. I can't make out if this a fourth one just over that ILS, but there's a minimum 3 there, which is all good.
Two tank has just gone up.
Oh, cool, cool. Probably for these, I guess. Alright, let's see how much of these departures we're going to see. Let's have a look. What's happened here? I've not seen one stop like that before. In a sec, something's up.
coming in.
Just about see them. God, yeah, look at this. Just about emerges out of the skies. Ted flew a couple of Fridays ago with the 495th Fighter Squadron, the Valkyries. But I've yet to get his paperwork. I will be getting that soon. I can't wait, and then I can officially put it on his flying log, his flight log. Fair play to him. Oh, more just coming into land. I can just about see them, to be honest. Kind of just up here. All you can see is their landing light. There we go.
Obviously the burger van.
Don't forget to hit the like button, ladies, gents and teddy bears. Support the channel. YouTube will recommend the stream as soon as we get 1,000 likes. Come on, we can do it. Right, it's time, I believe, for F-15 Strike Eagles then. Let's have a look. Here we go, let's ride. First two F-15 Strike Eagles on here. How we're doing, ladies, gents and teddy bears? Hope we're all good. Welcome to the show. White Wizard, how you doing? Hope you're good, man. F-15 Strike Eagle. 50 years legacy. First flight in 76. I remember off the top of my head. Sorry, correction. In service in 76. My bad. I got it. First flight was before that. It was in service after, because obviously you get a first flight, and of course you get a date for the when it actually gets into service. I think it was in 74. So it was the, obviously it was the very first one. The it would have been a F-15A. I think it was made in July 1972. And then the first flight of the two-seater, the F-15B. It was formerly part of the I think it was formerly a TF-15A. You always have different like codes for sort of prototypes and first ones. And the that trainer was made in 73. So the first one, if I remember correctly, the F-15B was delivered in November 1974 and was put into a combat squadron in 76, if I remember that correctly. Yeah, I'm sure there was a TF-15A, wasn't there? Like a train, was it a training one? I'm just trying to learn as much as I can off the bits and pieces, but thank you if anyone can correct me on that. I'm pretty sure there was a TF-15 as well. So the legacy then, as in operations, so 1976 into its first combat squadron. What a legacy it's had, what a career it's had as well. So the F-15E Strike Eagle of today that we have here, serving with two combat ready squadrons, fighter squadrons, the 492nd and the 494 fighter squadrons. It is a two-seater. The F-15E only comes in a two-seater, so weapons systems operator and of course the pilot. Look, a few of our fans have asked, can the WISO, as it's called, so weapon systems operator, or abbreviated WSO, or WISO for short, they can actually take control of the aircraft. Now, wouldn't be any use in combat, but I would imagine can be useful in long haul transit flights, and I don't know, should the pilot get a little bit poorly, they can take over perhaps. But having a two-man aircraft, that makes it very effective. One to take care of the weapon systems and one to take care of doing the fighter pilot stuff. And firing, of course, because they're the ones that actually pull that trigger. Coming in very quickly. You can only concentrate on one for so long and then go. This one features the external missile rails there, look, that you can see there. Yep, you're quite right to say that would affect stealth. Correct, because it doesn't need to be if you're in defense. Because this F-35, this wants to be seen. You'd be like, what are you doing here? It's my territory. So that would give it the defensive, so it wouldn't really need to worry about being stealth. This wants to be seen. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go, another example. Do not be alarmed, there's blue rings on these, which means that they're inert, they're not real. So we use them for training. They won't actually fire them, but having them on there will be able to, you know, give it the feel of having one there with the payload and the weight and all that kind of stuff. They can, you know, pretend that they fired it, that kind of thing. Right, F-15E Strike Eagle departure, here we go. All right, let's ride. Oh, listen to that rumble. nice to have them for a bit longer, eh? Just see what this is doing. Well, for those suffering with hay fever, oh dear, because some grass cutting going on. Look at this F-35 just coming through Mordor. Tectonics Beat channel live here at RAF Lakenheath. How we doing? Home of the United States Air Forces in Europe. This is part of 3rd Air Force. That's right, their HQ is Ramstein Air Base in Germany. And you're watching aircraft off the 48 Fighter Wing. What have we got down there now? Here we go. Right high, here we go. Powered by two Pratt & Whitney F100 229s. 29,000 pounds of thrust each. Oh, oh! It's coming at us right now. Here we go. Send it. Oh yeah. F-15E Strike Eagles airborne now. How are we all doing, ladies, gents, teddy bears? Hope you're all enjoying the show. A little bit short-lived, the takeoffs, but there's not a lot we can do with this grim weather. But and apparently it's going to get worse, the weather, so we are aiming ourselves for a shorter departure. So those were the F-15E Strike Eagles. Grass. I mean, as much as he'd love to be on the Ted Coningsby channel, turnout on that. How we doing, ladies, gents, and teddy bears? Hope we're all good. Welcome to the show. Ted, you right, mate? Ted, just be careful. I know, mate. Just looking. Ted, you ain't got hay fever, have you? No, okay, mate. That's good. Tim Gooch, how you doing, man? Good to see you yesterday. And of course, it was really lovely to see everyone yesterday. Mad Mark, Richard Brown. It was an incredible day. Alex, Spinks, Courtney. It was so fun. We had a really good time, and everyone else that was there. Steve the Burger Van, the Crazy Duck Lady, and everyone. It was really, really good. Absolutely brilliant. Tim Gooch, member for 8 months. To the greatest day yesterday. Congratulations, BBMF and Turbo. Nice one, man. Thank you very much. Good effort, and thank you for your 8-month service, Tim. Simon J110, member for 6 months, TCS Posh Officer. Well done. Thank you very much. Guards March. Purple Draki, thank you for the super chat. Nikos, your historical knowledge and photography skills keep me coming back. Well, thank you very much. Guards March. Thank you very much, Purple Draki. Phil Wilson, thank you very much. Welcome to the Ted Coningsby Squadron. Guards March, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Catherine Foot as well, our latest and greatest member. Oh yeah, welcome to the Ted Coningsby Squadron. Thank you so much. Margot, thank you for the super chat. Shout out to Mr. Staver and Sergeant Ragland, RAF. Guards March, Margot, thank you very much for the super chat. Staver, right? Or Stabber? Don't know. Okay, well, I've said both. Thank you. Apologies if I pronounced them wrong. Get back to me if I get it wrong. Richard Brown, man, how you doing? Thank you for the super chat. For all your continued hard work and dedication in bringing us all the action on this amazing channel. Onwards and upwards for the mighty TCS. Thank you very much, man. It was, like I said earlier, just then, it was really good to see you. Guards March. Speaking of seeing people, looking forward to seeing Margot very shortly. How you doing, Margot? Look forward to seeing you soon. Mad Mark as well. It was great fun to see Mad Mark as well. Andy Pugh, how you doing? Mehem Mashi, Paul Heisman, oi oi. Metal Man, how you doing? Emma Pelham, Lloydie 44 Photos, how's it going? Meth. Tim Firkins. Tim Firkins, how you doing? Jenny B, was good to meet you too. Hank Verhule. And who else was there? Cheyenne as well. Cheyenne, how you doing? And we had Derek B's son as well. We had it was so many of you yesterday. It was amazing. Stuart Skeggs. Again, apologies if I get your names wrong. I do try. Joao Guerra, how you doing? Watching from Portugal. Edward Coates, how's it going? Tim Gooch, oi oi, Chris Bloxham, Davey, Margot Baxter, Peter Reeve. Don't forget, ladies, gents, teddy bears, to support the channel by hitting the like button, and do subscribe to our wonderful community. And if you are subscribed as well, don't forget to hit that all-important notification bell button as well. Boom, boom. Will you be notified of our latest and greatest live streams and videos. And of course, if you do hit the notification bell button, you will be given options. Don't forget to hit the all button. And of course, as well, we do all we can, but please hit the care button as well. So YouTube have a, just down the bottom there's a care button, spelled S-H-A-R-E. Sharing is caring, so don't forget to share this stream and all our videos on your social medias. Or if you know anyone that would love this channel, you can pop it in a message or an email to them. So we're almost at 51.8k, and it's only Tuesday. We are expecting a shorter stream today, ladies and gents, teddy bears. There is a thunderstorm on its way, but we want to pack up just before that, so we'll try and time that correctly, otherwise we're stuck, Ted. And we haven't got the likes of Dr. Soda, Paul M. Hennings, and other wonderful people to help us with that. Ted, I don't think it's sunbathing weather today, mate. From one extreme to the other, isn't it? Shout out to everyone in the 48th. We've got the 48th Communications. How you doing? Rapcon. Radar approach control, LN Tower, what's going on? What up? How are we all doing? Big shout out. Oi, oi! That was from the base, an airman from the base shouting, oi, Ted. Oh man, the much loved channel. Big shout out to the 48th Maintenance. How you all doing? Maintenance squadrons. A big shout out to the fighter generation squadrons as well, of the F-35s. That's the 493rd and 495th. Shout out to the bowlers in the bowler bar. Shout out to the Panthers, Valkyries, Grim Reapers, what up? And of course, 48th Medical, how you all doing? Hope we're all good. And of course, Ellie and OSI, how are you all doing? Keeping the base sweet and neat. time for tea. How we doing, ladies, gents, teddy bears? Hope we're all good and enjoying the show. A little bit close is one thing. Guns up. Hope we're all good. So yeah, it's a little bit different today, isn't it? God, it's a little bit colder. I think it's because of the heat yesterday. Makes it a lot colder than what it is. It's kind of like the same sensation when you're in like a hot climate and you get into a swimming pool. It's got that quick, sharp, cold feel, but it's not actually that cold. But yeah, how we doing? So yeah, home of the 48 Fighter Wing, here we are. And as mentioned earlier about where it gets its name from, the 48 Fighter Wing with the Statue of Liberty. What I didn't mention on this stream, but I have mentioned it before, that it is the only wing that has a name. That's right, of the US Air Force. So, you know, like the 37th, the 1 Fighter Wing, and 37th Fighter Wing, etc., and all this, and the reconnaissance wings. The 48 Fighter Wing is called the Liberty Wing, and that's it's the only wing to have a name. How cool! I love little things like that, and that's, like I said, all because of the where it was founded in Chaumont-sur-Mortier in France, and that is basically where the Statue of Liberty was made. The workshop. Let's ride! You get Claire Bear has been selling these. These have been rocking. They've been off the hook. These Let's Ride t-shirts. Don't forget, we do ship globally. Oh yes, wear it locally, ship globally. That's how we do it, or shall we say worn globally. That's right. Oh yes. Created locally, worn globally. That's probably what I'm trying to find and establish. So I believe it's just the 4 F-15E Strike Eagles. I'm going to keep an eye, I'm going to keep minded on that weather system at the moment, because it is heading this way. What can we do about that, eh? What can we do? But at least we've got a little stream. I've always said, as much as I'll try, like especially on Quick Climb Fridays, it is subject to the weather. You can't help it. Or even if I am coming here, you know, I always say I'll still rack up, you know, and hopefully get you a stream of whatever. I'm even thinking sometimes, even if it's bad and it's sort of okay, I'll probably just hit the stream just to say what's going on. And just to touch base with everyone, just to show you how emotional it is up there. But it's getting better. It's getting better. We're seeing now a nice amount. That is a lovely car. Leonardo, skids are cool. Leonardo, if you're watching, mate, just thought we'd just have some tea together. Oh man, I don't know where that came from, you know. I wonder what stream I started that from. There's some homework for you. When was the first time I ever did that? I've got a funny feeling it was in the field. I've got a feeling it was Lakenheath. And I've got a feeling it was in the field at some point. That sounds like startup. It sounds like nozzles. I hear nozzles from F-15E Strike Eagles. So it could be another squadron departing. I'm gonna go and check my radio, see what's going down. That's definitely startups, isn't it? What do you reckon there now? What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go and just have a quick cup of tea, just get warmed up a little bit, and then I'm just going to keep a look out on the old weather radar, because it looks emotional later. I want to time it, so I've got myself like half an hour just to pack up and go. By the way, tomorrow is looking tomorrow's looking drier in the sea, isn't it? How we doing, ladies, sheds, teddy bears? Hope we're all good. So yeah, just 4 F-15E Strike Eagles currently airborne at the moment. Just been having a little nose. Yeah, I'll see how it goes. I've got a feeling we could get F-15s from another squadron coming out. We just heard a few F-15E Strike Eagles start up, didn't we? So that could be another set of movements. Yeah, so just having a little careful look at today's weather system. Might not be too bad. So I've got a lightning app as well that shows me all the storms as well, which is pretty accurate. Definitely something coming. Yeah, I can see that actually. Just it's coming from sort of yeah, I got it. Yeah, so ladies, gents, teddy bears, they are using the 06. How are they all doing, ladies, gents, and teddy bears? Been a while. It feels like it's been a while since they've been using 24, you know. It's times like these where you really miss runway 24. So, so yeah, it's just one of those things, isn't it? But it can be good on, especially on Quicklime Fridays, and it certainly makes it really good fun, especially when they start smashing them to skim the ants as well. Just for those that don't know, the RAF Lakenheath has one runway strip, runway 06 at the other end, and 24 here. Again, if you're not too sure and familiar with what runway numbers are, they are literally directions of travel, but simplified. And aircraft will take off into the wind, so they won't go against it. So the wind is going that way towards the aircraft, so they're going against it. There's no tailwind. They won't go with the wind, shall we say. So if the wind's blowing from the west, they'll use westerly favoured runways. If the wind's blowing from the east, they'll use the eastern favoured runways. But that means the eastern direction of travel. All right. Now, what that means is the fact that they will take off into that wind. Now, this has something to do with the runway numbers as well. Of course, if you've got one runway strip, you can only go in two directions, right? That's why during World War II there was what's called Class A runways. That gave you that A-frame, the triangular. It was set in a 60 degrees. All right, 60-degree fashion. Point of that gives you 6 directions of travel. The thing is, with Spitfires and light aircraft as such, they would initiate what's called rough weather procedure. Now, this was a thing when we saw yesterday. Did you notice that the back raised on the Spitfire, right, because of the landing gear being quite narrow, and the power at the front generated by those Merlin engines, the back lifts, right? Now, because they're lighter aircraft, and this is a true thing, and this actually relates to Ted's beret coming off, they would initiate what's called rough weather procedure. Now, you probably couldn't get away with this today, health and safety and all that. They would actually have someone on the back of that aircraft, on the back of the Spitfire, just sat on it and holding onto it. And literally just that weight was enough to push it down. The only thing is, you got to remember that you got someone on the back of your Spitfire and you could take off. This actually happened. AB 910, a Spitfire which is now in the inventory of the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. A lady, Margaret Horton, once part of the Women's Auxiliary Air Force. Now, Margaret Horton was a lady that was part of the WAAF, the Women's Auxiliary Air Force, and she took part in rough weather procedure. Now, like I said, with those types of aircraft, I can't believe I've gone from runway numbers to this, but hey, that's the way it is, right? Live is live. But just quickly, Margaret Horton was hanging on to the Spitfire for rough weather procedure because they're lighter aircraft. When it's rough weather, it could basically nose up, go straight over and jackknife, right? Because that's why you saw the back lift up, yeah, on takeoff. So, when you're initiating rough weather procedure, you need to make sure that you've got that person on the back off the aircraft. The problem is the pilot didn't know and took off with Margaret still on it. The point of this is that she hung on to the dear life. The pilot noticed there was something wrong with the flaps because she was hanging on to it, and the pilot was like, what's going on? Now, there are a couple of different versions, but Tower did know that there was someone on the back. The pilot said there was something wrong with his aircraft. From what I've read, there's one version that says that Tower didn't actually tell the pilot there was someone on the back of your aircraft. I think it got to about 600 foot that Margaret was hanging on to dear life. And she was hanging on, and she was about to black out from what she said. And the pilot requested an immediate, almost like an emergency landing, and from what I've read, Tower knew but didn't tell the pilot to startle the pilot. Pilot landed, and this is the connection with Ted's beret, because when it came into land, that beret stayed on, but when Margaret finally landed safely with the Spitfire, so it's almost like an unexpected Spitfire ride, her beret fell off, it went flying, and and it was, and she got off and actually went and got it, because back in World War II, the berets were issued by the king, and if you were to lose your beret, it would be a forfeit of 2 weeks' wages. So Ted's bank account isn't looking too great, and this is why we keep Ted's beret coming on and off, because we think that it's in honour of Margaret Horton. So there you go. So that's gone from runway numbers to this. So back to runway numbers, and AB 910 is in the BBMF right now. It's beautiful. So, and it was involved in combat as well. So the runway numbers, you'll notice, kind of go up to, what's that? Sorry, someone's ringing me, but not today. Sorry, you paid my bills. Right, just kidding. Okay, so runway numbers are basically directions of travel. All right, you get a compass, 360 degrees, right? There you go. You're not wrong there. Now, the main thing about aviation is navigation, right? That's how you fly. You navigate. All right, very important. So the directions of travel. What does this mean? 2406, 2507, 2810. Why is there a difference of 18? Well, I'll tell you. So the way to get a runway number is get your compass. Don't do it on a runway, please. You can do it on your driveway. Get your compass and take the bearing. That's simple as that, right? So get your bearing. I've got here 239 degrees. All right, you're doing good. Or you might get another different figure. If you're 239 degrees, you're Lakenheath. All right, I'll tell you why. All you got to do is round it off to the nearest 10.